more to learn. You think you know that play, you get ready to do it. And it's not right. You know, I mean, you learn so much every single day with people around you, the youngest, you know, but we became great friends, and I knew I loved everything that John Kander made come out of my throat. And I loved Fred Evans' wit, you know, his humor, the darkness, the lightness, the comedy, the extraordinary extremes of the music. And you could leave the theater humming it. Yeah. I mean, it becomes a part of you. And so I knew, because we became close, great, particularly Freddie and myself at that time. John and I had gotten like Freddie and I were, you know. So they actually, and Terrence McNally, they know me better than I know myself.
Your secret is safe in this room. Can.
Oh, wow, that was extraordinary. Can was fabulous. That's where I met Gwen. That's where Gwen said to me, Gwen Verdon. Yes. That's where she said to me, Chita, we were auditioning for her understudy. And she called me in her dressing room. In those days, you walked past the stars' dressing room. You didn't peek in and you didn't walk in. You were invited in. And so she said, you know, you don't really have to audition to be an understudy. I think you should really think about creating your own roles. And that was the first time I heard that, and the first time I thought, oh, well, maybe there is something that I have. So she gave me some courage, is what she did, which is what we have to give everybody.
She allowed you to think of yourself.
She allowed me to think of Chita.
That's great.
Well, Chita's not even really my name. I mean, my real name is Dolores Conchita Figueroa del Rivero. It's a beautiful name.
And were you
I remember when I was told I was Conchita del Rivero at the time, shoestring review, and the producer said, Chita, that can't go up on the marquee. You got to think of something else. So Johnny Weissmiller, who was Tarzan, his nephew was my dancing partner. You with me? I've been around so long, my stories are long. We sat across the street in the bar and we tried to think of names. But everybody called me Chita. So I said, Chita da da da. Chita has got to rhyme. Chita, Papa, oh, I love Maureen O'Hara. Chita O'Hara. Chita O'Hara for 2 days. My friend would call me up and go, Chita O'Hara, click. So I cut the O off the family name and put an A.
There you go.
So it's worked.
Okay, how about
Leonard Bernstein, Jerome Robbins. That was where I sat next to Lenny in his Osborne apartment, and he, I'll get that. and he said, sing this with me. And I was frightened. You know, I'd sung a little bit before, but he gave me such courage because that was kind of man. He pulled it out of me. He taught me how to sing. I love talking to the audience, and I would not have liked that had Freddie and John not, when Bob Fosse had his heart attack, I gotta get through this as fast as I can. When he had his heart attack, Freddie and John said, let's do a club act. And I went, I can't just sing to people as Chita. I don't know who Chita is. And they said, no. And Freddie wrote every single word. Every word that Liza said, every word that Joel said and I said, Freddie wrote. And even though it sounded like this, you know, coming off the top of her head, that's how brilliant he was. And she had to speak to the audience. I would never have been able to do that had I not had the experience when Fosse had his heart attack, we did, bless you, we did the, we did club act.
Yeah.
And then Fosse, you know, was well again, and we went on to do that. But I had that experience in my being when I got to 9.
Call upon it for that.
And I think Antonio Banderas is not too bad. Good company. Liza. What do you say about Liza? She's Liza. There's one and one, only one Liza. And I must say, I thought it was kind of strange. They wanted me to play her mother. Well, Freddie and John, I tell this in my show. Freddie and John called me and said, we just finished this new musical, and we'd like you to star in it. And I said, fabulous. And then you have to have a co-star. And I said, well, it's great, who? And they said, Liza. Fantastic. We always wanted to play girlfriends. There's a silence at the end of the night. And all of a sudden, I hear Freddie say, well, it's not exactly girlfriends, Chita. And I said, well, what could it be? It's okay, but what could it be? It's mother and daughter. And I said, well, which one plays the mother? You can hear it. You know, I have to say to my daughter sometimes, what did he say? Because I can't understand. They talk too fast, or I don't know. And John Doyle was amazing with us that way. We have to really speak and speak up and speak the language and tell the story. That's our purpose for being there, to tell the story. I think we're missing stories. You know, I don't know, we're going through a phase now, I guess. So I'm still a little upset that people don't want to listen right now. They're missing this stuff or something, but we're not finished. No, we're not finished.
Yes, over here.
I wanted to ask a bit more about the visit, since this is
Animals. And we should only be like the animals. I'm in the theater 2.5 hours early because I like the silence, and I love walking into my room and getting settled and just being there, because I think the theater, I think everything lives, and the theater certainly does live. And then I leave my door open because I love hearing them come up the stairs, down the hall, and I love my company. And so this is gonna sound terrible, but I suck. I will, if you are a happy person, I will suck that energy. I will take what you are giving. And it makes me feel, it just brings me alive to say hello to the kids and how their day was, and you know, it just makes things good for me. And then Rosie is here, who's my assistant and friend, and we deal with whatever, you know, we have to do as far as clothes and answering things. But I've got an absolutely magnificent area. What people may call it an altar, it's an area. I was given a long time ago a beautiful statue of the infant Jesus the Cross, and a priest friend gave it to me, and I carried it with me all the time. And the only thing that I really ask is that I can tell the story, I can do the very best I'm capable to do that day. Please let me be that, you know, be as good as I can be, and enjoy it, and make sure they get the message. And so, friends of mine have wanted to be remembered, so they give me like a little angel or a trinket, a stone, and I know that came from David Garrison. David Garrison actually gave me a button. So whenever I look down at my altar, I see all my friends, and they're all there, and they're all in my prayers, and it kind of gets me through.
Puts you in the right frame.
Puts me in the right frame of mind.
Well, I have to say, you are truly an inspiration to any of us who enjoy or work in the